As a night shift 911 dispatcher in a small, isolated town in Oregon, I've heard everything from prank calls to real-life nightmares. But on a rainy Wednesday night at exactly 2:14 a.m., the emergency line rang. When I answered, there was no voice on the other end, just heavy, rhythmic breathing and the distinct sound of raindrops hitting a window. I checked the GPS locator on my screen to trace the call. My blood turned to pure ice. The emergency tracking system showed that the call was originating from inside my own dark, empty house across town where my teenage sister was sleeping alone. My hands shook violently as I immediately dialed my home security app on my personal phone to check the live cameras. I pulled up the living room feed. The room was dark, but the motion-activated night vision was flashing red. In the center of the screen, a tall man wearing a yellow raincoat and a cracked porcelain mask was standing perfectly still, holding my old landline phone to his ear. He wasn't looking around for valuables. He was standing directly in front of the camera, staring straight into the lens, as if he knew I was watching him right from the police station. I screamed into my dispatcher headset, telling the units to rush to my address. On the 911 line, the heavy breathing suddenly stopped. The man in the raincoat slowly lifted his left hand, pointing his finger toward the wooden floorboards beneath him. That's when the horrifying truth hit me. He wasn't just in the living room. He was standing right above the trapdoor that led down to the old storm cellar, where my sister hid during emergencies. On my personal phone, I watched the camera feed as he slowly bent down and began pulling the rusty metal handle of the cellar door open. The sirens of the police cruisers were screaming through the rain, but they were still 4 minutes away. On the open 911 line, the line suddenly went dead, followed by a faint, muffled scream from the basement that echoed through my headphones. When the officers kicked the front door open, the house was completely empty, except for the landline phone left off the hook, covered in wet rain mud. If you are ever home alone and your phone rings from an unknown number, look outside your window, because sometimes the call is coming from inside the house.